So this would be my third source of income, and this really is the way that I make most of my money. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Reni. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy day to watch this video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I appreciate each and every one of you taking your time out of your day to watch this video. So on my channel, I do fashion, finance, lifestyle, and much more. And today we're going to be doing a video all about finance. So I am 24 right now, and I currently have 5 different streams of income. I want to share how I got them and then explain to you the different types of income and how you can start building your streams of income as well. So stay tuned. To start off, I think that many people think that rich people are rich simply because they have a job that pays them a lot of money, or they have an inheritance that gave them a lot of money. Oftentimes, this is simply not the case. Most times, people have multiple streams of income that are allowing them to make money even while they're sleeping. I know this is something that's commonly said by Forex traders, and you roll your eyes when you see it, but honestly, all the rich people, even if they don't do Forex, they are making money while they sleep, which is how they're able to acquire such wealth. So what I want you to do right now is comment down how many streams of income you currently have, and then comment down how many streams of income that you want to have in the future. I hope this video is helpful. It really helped me to understand the different streams of income, and I'll just outline them for you right now. The first stream of income that I'll talk about is earned income. So earned income is the one that the majority of people in this world have, and earned income is the money that you get from exchanging your time for that money. So for example, if I work a full-time job, that is my earned income. So I put in my 40 hours a week at my job, and they pay me a salary based on the time I've worked. So as you can see, there's a direct exchange for my time for money. It is simple, it is easy, and this is where many people stay because it's a very comfortable place to be. I think that a lot of people think that this is safer than it actually is. If you think about it logically, if you're exchanging your time for income, if you're no longer able to put in that time, you no longer have any income. So if someone, God forbid, gets in an accident or they're sick, they will no longer be able to, or say you get laid off, you're no longer able to get this form of income. This is very risky, and it's basically putting all your eggs in one basket. So while it is essential and is great to have earned income, this should not be your only source of income. This is my first source of income that I have, and this is from working my full-time job. So I work in marketing full-time, putting in my 40 hours a week, and then I also run a creative agency on the side, and that would be the 2 ways that I get my earned income. The second form of income is profit income. So profit income is essentially when you are buying goods and then you're selling them at a profit. So you're selling them for more than you bought it for. This is a very simple concept, but many people do not utilize it. One thing to note about this is that this is mostly for business owners, but it can be for the individual person as well. For a business owner who owns a convenience store, for example, you buy those goods and then you sell them. You buy it at $1 and you sell it for $3. That $2 is your profit, and obviously as you have more volume, then you are able to make more and more money. This is another one that you pretty much, it's a good source of income as well, and should be your secondary source of income if you can. But again, it requires a lot of time and effort to put in and constantly buying and selling items. On a smaller scale for individuals, you can sell the items that you own. For example, a lot of people have stores online that they sell their clothes, their worn clothes. So you can use apps like Depop or Poshmark, and you basically list the clothes that you currently have on that app, and then people can buy them. So ideally you'll sell it at more than you bought it for, and then you'll be able to make a lot of money that way. I used to have this form of income. My father and I used to run an Amazon store where we'd go to Costco and buy things in bulk and then sell them at a markup on Amazon. While I used to have this source of income, I no longer do this anymore because it is a lot of time and effort, as I said. Once again, this is a second stream of income that you can look into getting. If you're still watching and you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe right now, and please comment and like this video. The next form of income, and now we're going into the more passive forms of income. So the other ones were active, where you have to put your time and effort into them. This one is more passive, and it does not require a lot of your time and effort. So this third form of income is interest income. Interest income is essentially when you are getting interest from loaning your money to someone or some organization. For example, if I put my money in a bank account, I am essentially loaning my money to the bank. As a result, the bank will give me, if it's a savings account, the bank will give me interest on the money that I put into this account. The reason that the banks do this is because they are basically taking your money and then loaning it out to people at a higher rate. So they can afford to give you interest of 1% or 0.5% each year. It's really pennies off the dollar to them. So this is a way to make income. This is a much slower way to make income than the other ways, but again, it is passive, and you do need an emergency account, emergency fund. Having an emergency fund within a high interest savings account is a way to generate income, but again, it is very slow. You're better off just putting your money in the stock market, truthfully. So this would be my second stream of income. And through this, I just have a high interest savings account. As I said, I have one for my travel fund and I have one for my emergency fund. And those are both high interest savings accounts. And if you want a video all about high interest savings account and which one I recommend, I can make that video for you. So if you want to see that, just leave it down below. The next form of income that I will touch on is capital gains. So capital gains is a great form of income where you are benefiting and you are getting more money by the assets that you own increasing in value. I hope that makes sense. Basically, if I own a house and my house goes from $250,000 to $300,000, that $50,000 is capital gains, and it is a form of income. Obviously, only when you sell it do you actually realize that gain. So this is another way to make money. An easier and more practical way for the average person is to invest in the stock market. So in the stock market, you can put your money in. Say I buy a stock for $50 and that stock increases to $100. This is an easy peasy way to make money. Now I have a $50 gain per stock, and that is a way for me to make income. This is a passive way to make income because all I have to do is initially put my money in and then let it grow. This is the way I have been able to generate most of my wealth, and most people who are wealthy do invest their money in the stock market. If you watch my video about investing 101, and I'll put it right here, or here, I'm not sure where. If you watch that video, you'll know that you really need to make your money work for you. So this is a great way to do so. As you put your money in, your money is now gaining in value. Of course, there are risks associated with this, but it is a great way to make your money do all the work without you having to actually be active in gaining more money. So this would be my third source of income, and this really is the way that I make most of my money, and is by investing in the stock market. The next one, and this is one of the sweet ones that come along with the capital gains, this is dividend income. Dividend income is essentially when you own a stock, and as a result of being a shareholder of whatever company you choose to invest in, that company will pay you additional money. So on top of the capital gains that you're already getting, so if the stock goes from $50 to $100, that is your capital gains, but those are not realized until you actually sell the stock. In addition, some companies will actually pay a dividend. The dividend income occurs when you are a shareholder of a company and they decide to issue dividends to their shareholders. So this can happen on a quarterly basis or a yearly basis. And essentially, they are giving they'll declare whatever dividend they want. So say they want to declare 25 cents per share. So if I own 4 shares, they're going to issue me $1 during that period. So say I own 100 shares or 1,000 shares, you can see how it can definitely add up. So this is more passive income because, again, you don't have to do anything else to get this income. All you have to do is hold on to it. I have this type of income as well. This would be my fourth stream of income, and I have this from owning some quality, great companies. An example of these companies would be Apple and all the banks in Canada. So BMO, TD, CIBC, they all issue dividends on a regular, I think, quarterly basis. And then there are also companies like Microsoft, which is a very mature company, but is issuing dividends and is also growing at a great rate. So these are some examples of some great companies that issue dividends. So the next stream of income is rental income. So rental income is the type of income that you get from, as it says, renting something, an asset that you own. For example, if you own a house and then you decide to rent out that house to tenants, they the rent that you get every month is your rental income. Ideally, you want this rent to be higher than your mortgage so that you are not paying out of pocket for this house. You want to be cash flow positive each month. So say your mortgage is $800 each month, and then your rent is $1,000. That extra $200 is your rental income, and you're able to use that to do whatever you want to do. Ideally, you'll invest that money so that that $200 can now become $500, $600, $700. And the reason a lot of people don't have this sort of income is because you have to pay a very large initial investment into this. But once you are able to acquire enough wealth to get this initial investment, it can be very profitable in the long term. You have to do your research. Renting properties and being a landlord is not for everyone, but it is a good way to make money if you can. I know that on a smaller scale, some people I know one of my friends does this. They actually own a bouncy castle. So they purchase a bouncy castle. They just rent it for different kids' parties. They can get $200 or $300 per day. And then they just set up the bouncy castle, the kids play on it, and then then they pick it up and then they move it to the next person's house. This is an asset that they've owned, but they're able to rent it out every weekend, and now they're getting a lot more money. So this is another way that on a smaller scale, you can start gaining some income. So this would be my 5th stream of income, and this is from my rental property that I currently own. And the last stream of income is royalty income. Royalty income is a type of income you get when you are licensing essentially your ideas or a process that you've created or a product that you've created. So an example of this would be the franchise model. So if you go to an A&W, that is owned by individuals most of the time. It's not owned by the major corporation that is A&W, but A&W's headquarters gets a cut of their profits and a royalty fee every single month. So this is the way that their business model works, and it is passive income. Essentially, A&W created their brand, and then they were able to sell that brand to other people who now use their products, now use their name, now use their recipes, all of those things to then make money for themselves. The reason that they're able to charge this royalty fee is that these people who own the individual A&Ws, they could have just started their own restaurant, right? They decided to use A&W's name because of the goodwill and all the positive associations that people have with the brand A&W. So they are paying on that on a monthly or however regular basis for that name. The biggest challenge with this form of income is that you obviously have to make something that is very unique, and then you have to get other people to buy in and want to pay you on a regular basis to use it. I do not have this stream of income, but God willing, one day I will. Let me know if this video was helpful, and let me know any other streams of income that I may have missed. And let me know if any of these are brand new streams of income that you're just learning about. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot. If you have any ideas of future videos that you want to see, please leave them down below and I'll make sure I get those done for you. Thank you once again. Bye!